Do you feel like you ruined this year just because you didn't start January 1st perfectly? Same. Maybe you were up late on New Year's Eve and you, in fact, did not stand up at 5 a.m. like you promised you would do. And now, because you missed the first day, why even bother trying? Let's get over this mindset. Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back to Big Sister Chats. This is the corner of the internet where I pretend to be your oldest sibling and give you all the life advice that I have gathered so far. So, sit, lay, cook, clean, make yourself a nice hot cup of tea, and enjoy while you watch or listen to this episode. Society glorifies New Year's Day as the perfect day to change your life. But real change isn't tied to a date on a calendar. Have you ever noticed that gyms are packed in January but basically empty in February? Goals need consistency, not a perfect start date. Fun fact, did you know that January 17th is Quitter's Day? So that means if you make it longer than that, congratulations to you. Maybe you're just watching this in March. Even then, you can see most people quit in the first 2 weeks. So the goal is really trying to stick to a habit for much longer than that period of time. But first, the most important thing to remember is every day is a fresh start. Mondays are great, but so are Wednesdays and Fridays. Even 3 p.m. on a random Thursday could be the day and time you decide to change. I mean, I started working out on a random Thursday in February. So stop waiting for the perfect time. It literally doesn't exist. The perfect day, the perfect time is
right now.
But maybe you're like, oh, but it's midnight and all the gyms around are closed and I can really not start right now. Okay, maybe you cannot start the way you thought you would, but you can take a first step right now. Most people delay because they feel so overwhelmed by all these goals that they set out to do. They aim too big, too fast. It's better to break our new habits into small, actionable steps. Like, let's say you cannot get a gym membership right now, but you can go on a 10-minute walk. You don't need to do the big, scary thing now. You don't need to go all out just from today to tomorrow. Let's take small steps, but make them count. Do things you can actually stick to. Maybe going to the gym every day is a good goal in theory, but you cannot do that. What you can do is maybe get the gym membership, yes. Try to go there as often as possible, but also incorporate other forms of physical activity in your day-to-day life. And what I just did was actually not that smart. I should not say I will go to the gym every now and then, or just I will work out in the new year. It's just not the way that I will get the results that I want. What I should do instead is be very clear on how I want to achieve these goals. So instead, I will say I will go to the gym each Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 5 p.m. after work. That is much more clear than just I will work out, and you will actually know whether you're on the right path or not. Because if you just say I will work out, then working out twice a month also counts. So, these are my practical tips for starting anytime. First, write it down. What is one goal you want to achieve this month? If you're not sure yet, last week I made a video about all these things, about New Year and goal setting and planning and vision boarding, and you should definitely check that one out. Once you know what you want to achieve, think about how you will keep yourself accountable. Habit trackers are great. You can do them in your journal or there's apps for that. I personally don't like those things, but they do work. Okay, that was actually wrong. I do like habit trackers for some things. Like I track my word count for my novel, but I don't track how often I went to the gym this week. So be flexible, just don't listen to one advice. Do what works for you, try to figure that out. Try habit tracking, and if it doesn't work for you, then fine and keep something else. For me, I go to the gym, but then I forget to track it, and then I'm getting demotivated because I have to check when did I go to the gym, when didn't I go to the gym, whatever. I don't like it. Find out if you like it. Find out what will keep you motivated. And something we should all be clear of. We cannot just change our life from today to tomorrow. Like in 2024, maybe you were scrolling on TikTok for 2 hours a day, and now you want to be this person who gets up at 5 and goes to the gym and eats healthy and cooks and all of these things. But that's a huge lifestyle change. What I would advise you to do is actually not to do all of these things at once. Go one by one. First, tackle standing up every day at 5 in the morning. Once you have that habit, do that like for a month. Then you can build on that. Then go for self-care, then go for the gym. And you might be motivated to do them at first, but you will probably not have the energy levels to keep that momentum going forever. And that's why so many people quit. I know it from myself. Like when the new year comes around, I want to change everything and everything at once. I want to be this whole new person like we all do, but it doesn't work that way. In therapy, I'm doing a lot of boundary work, and last week I spoke to my therapist about the boundaries that are attached to my core values, and we defined an external and an internal boundary for each value. That makes 8 new boundaries for me. And when I read that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna be like this. But actually, my therapist stopped me right there and said, start with 1, pick 1, and once you nail that, pick a second one. And while I might not really like that advice at first, I know that this is the sustainable way to do things. And whether it's about boundaries or about habits and goals, try to do things one by one. So, you will see this video after January 1st. Maybe because you fell off of your new routine, maybe because you missed the start that everybody else picked. But let me tell you, you are not behind. You are right on time. The calendar doesn't decide your success. You do. Whether it's January 1st or June 10th, the most important thing is that you start. It's never too late to work on your dreams. So let's keep ourselves accountable. Comment down below one goal you will start working on today. As always, I will link some helpful resources and journaling prompts in the description, so definitely check that out. If you like this video, please like and subscribe so you'll never miss another episode. I'll see you again soon. Bye.
Nice.